Okay, here's a follow-up video, again, for a post of Mr. Eaton, Grant Eaton, on Quora.com, and someone's asked, is it possible that ayahuasca, I don't know if that's how you say it, or ayahuasca, could be a potential cure to heal or spiritually unblock, in inverted commas, a narcissist? And Mr. Eaton seems to really know what he's talking about, so I'll just give an outline of this, what he says. He says, no, it is extremely unlikely that narcissism, the disease of no conscience, no empathy, can be healed by ayahuasca, DMT, or any other plant medicine. Narcissists are soul rapists. A narcissist is the proverbial wolf in sheep's clothing. So they embody the archetype of the vampire, so beings who feed on the light and energy in others regardless of the cost or consequences. In Buddhism, they're called hungry ghosts, and in Native American languages, they're called wetikos. So he says they're at the center of every tragic and catastrophic man-made event in the history of this planet: war, rape, molestation, slavery, and every kind of abuse that stems from beings who have no capacity for empathy, no remorse, and a high need for external stimulation, risk-taking, and using others to continually validate their false self, which is their inauthentic mask the narcissist presents to the outside world. It's kind of like a crazy clown, kind of like a Joker, a Batman, the Joker, as well. An idiot clown, but could potentially be very dangerous. So don't underestimate these kind of people. So one thing, a shaman that this guy knew, he said, don't bring a narcissist into this circle. And he pulled him aside later to ask why, and he said, because they get caught up in their own mental dramas and stuck in their minds fighting with the medicine while ignoring or arguing with what she has to show them about the ways they're hurting other people. So they're not going to get anywhere with the medicine. They don't make any progress, and they just bog everyone down. So don't bring them along. So he said that he once gave vaporized DMT to a narcissist guy who was also a neurologist at a Parkinson's disease research institution. He says, from the instant I first met him, my intuition told me who he was and what he was about, but a wounded part deep in myself kept overriding what my soul screamed about his true character, which was telling him to run away. He was an intelligent, successful, good-looking charmer on the surface, and his attention made me feel good in a secret place in my psyche where I carried a deep wound from my childhood. Later he tried to do something revoltingly profane with DMT, and what that vile act was doesn't bear repeating here, but I will say this. A narcissist is likely to abuse, misuse, and disrespect sacred tools like ayahuasca. A narcissist has zero respect for the sacred, and what others see as a tool for healing, they will use to gratify themselves or manipulate other people for their gain. So there you go. It doesn't look very promising. So, I don't actually move in these, what they call Aya circles. I'm not in this. But people who are prone to falling for that kind of person's charm in whatever circle you move in, they can lead you into sort of misfortune and bad luck. He says that a narcissistic American shaman who served me medicine in Peru, well, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that all of these. He is able to get ladies into his bed, obviously. at this. Well, that's okay, but then again, if you're raping people when you're doing this, so yeah, there's a difference between being sort of a suave person and getting a lot of attention like that, but then there are these people who are actually raping people, and with no consent, just raping people, which is really awful. So there were rumors of this rape going around internet forums. He hired a lawyer to threaten TripAdvisor to post only positive reviews. He was threatening legal action against those who posted stories of his misconduct or alleged rape in internet forums. He was eventually murdered in 2013. And a female friend that he'd made from his circle, he'd fell in love with him and lived with him for over a year in the jungle. She had so many psychological issues after his death that she died by suicide. And she isn't the only person who's suffered. She's not the only woman who's suffered because of his conduct. So, and in 2013, there was this shaman that was operating in Chile who convinced his university-educated followers to throw a baby girl into a bonfire as a sacrifice. The point is that they need to be recognized and excluded from working with with the medicine that he's talking about. So he says it can only bring trouble for them and those around them. And I'm not part of these circles, but I can well imagine how that would happen. But he says, it's not fair for the innocent guests of the circle to bring one of these narcissists, and they could act as a lightning rod to channel negative energy into the space. So they can have the superficial mask, but they're often, these bad troublemakers behind the scenes. So there you go. There are these kind of people around. She's basically, long story short, you have to work on yourself. I know this already. I've done a lot of it myself. You have to work on yourself to fix yourself from the outside, from the inside. You heal these childhood issues, the wounds in your childhood. The narcissist is never able to do this, but you are. So you become free from these wounds that you have, and you become, a stronger person. So it's something I struggle with, because when I see things in people where I think I really like to help this person, but I'm totally, I do struggle with this, okay? I struggle with not seeing people as a problem that I need to solve. And what this is all telling me, and I know it's so true, and I don't know why I persist with it, but I do it anyway. But, maybe you get this kind of people in your life, they appear to show you something inside you that needs to be healed. Yeah? So there's nothing you can do. This is the truth. There's nothing you can do to fix other people, but you can improve yourself, and you'll be feeling better in the long run. So if you got something out of this view, please do like, share, and subscribe, and click the bell. I do have good intentions. I want to help people. I want to improve the world and people to get better, and myself included, everyone. But unfortunately, it's just, with my current understanding, there really is nothing I can do to help these people. See you in the next one. Take care.